Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Nimfam. I hope you guys have had the most amazing Christmas and Boxing Day and a few days of chill and happiness and are all ready to hit the new year on the weekend. And of course, Gameweek 20 is just around the corner. So there's plenty to talk about, plenty to discuss. And of course, I am on my wildcard. So, yes. This is a nutty time for me. I don't know what's going on my rank. I mean, to be top 50k at this point in the season, I am tremendously chuffed. I did just kind of keep it low key last game week, and I was talking about going a little bit batchizzle with you guys, but I did just do the Trent move. It was only really Foden out of the other three options that I was looking at, which were Trippier. Who was the other option? I can't remember. And then Foden. So it was only really Foden that kind of did anything. So thankfully I kind of managed to escape that one by taking any kind of -4s. It was mad Christmas. I hope all of you had a very, very good Christmas. My fam have just left today, so a few days of quiet before madness ensues again. But it has been a little difficult, let's say, to try and kind of navigate around there being so many people around. But I did do a wildcard draft video yesterday for you guys if you want to check that out. It'll be a little less chaotic than this stream potentially, because I'm going to tell you guys, both those drafts I really like, and I feel like this is a lot harder than I imagined it to be at this stage. Like, I really thought having the wild card game week 20, it was like, right, bosh, rid of Salah, get rid of Son, Haaland, embrace, back into the team. Here we go. Bish, bash, bosh, sorted, and it just hasn't worked out that way, has it? Let's be honest. Newcastle really struggled last game week, which now makes potentially keeping Salah more of an option. Son, even though he hasn't looked particularly great in the last 2 game weeks, has still returned. And Haaland, we don't know much about. I will go over the presses and all of that sort of stuff in just a moment, and we will discuss all of that as well. But it's definitely been a lot tougher, this wild card, than I imagined it to be. So as always, we always start off this stream with just a quick nosy at the top transfers in and out for the game week. That's mainly because I like to have a nose of what people are doing. So the top transfers in are Alvarez, Trent and Foden, with Bowen and Solanke close behind. I'm hoping I will have all 5 of these on my wild card, so that's really quite interesting. The only one, obviously, that's the potential issue may be Alvarez, so maybe Foden. But I would really like Foden this week, especially after me really kind of touting him last game week and potentially wanting him in last game week as well. Obviously, Haaland still getting transferred out with no solid news there. A lot of people saying he won't be back for the weekend, so he is on the out. Gordon, he has gone on my wild card. That one hurt a little bit. Not gonna lie to you guys, selling Flash Gordon hurt a little bit. I was really tempted to keep him, but Newcastle need that break, and I felt like now was the right time to cash in on him, especially with the wild card. And I've caught a couple of rises already, so that's not too bad. And I think I think he's cheap enough where if I want to get him back in a few game weeks time, then I can do that. Trippier, of course, will be going the same way that Gordon is going, for the same reasons. And Tsimikas and Matoma both injured. So they're the kind of main transfers in and out. That's who everyone's going after. Look at Areola there trolling everyone who owned him. I feel sorry for you guys if you did. Actually really considering getting him in on my wildcard. which is just hilarious because I know quite a few people are really annoyed with him. Okay, shout out to John. Welcome, Vijay. Welcome. RP. Welcome. Hey, Joe. Solaire. Welcome. Small Green Arrows. Bryn. Are you taking out Salah and Son one at a time to save hits? I'm on my wildcard, Bryn, this week. So I have to work out what I'm going to do, to be honest. This is what my team currently looks like. So these are the players I got in to try and catch some rises. Didn't actually look at whether anyone went up or down last night. Let me have a quick look. You guys can see that okay. Yeah, so this isn't my wild card completed, by the way. This is just who I've had in to catch any price rises and to get rid of anyone who fell. I don't think we had any. Simicast went down, Trippier went down, McGinn and Alvarez. Oh, so I missed the Alvarez rise last night. That's interesting. I was not on the ball with that one. I didn't think to look last night, actually. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's a little bit annoying because I am going to have Alvarez in this team. So, yeah, so the draft I had... the draft I had up... Let me just check you guys can see that okay. Let me put it down a bit. There you go. Should be better now. Cool. Right, so the draft in yesterday's video was as stands. We had Sonny out and Richarlison in, I believe. Corwell was out and Gusto was in. Oh, I'm a little bit annoyed about that Alvarez rise yesterday. I missed that entirely. I won't be having double Arsenal defence. I just stuck Gabriel in there for the price rise. I actually had Senesai in and I had Martinez in. Oh. So that's kind of the team I had yesterday in the draft. And I was debating between keeping Salah one more week and taking a -4 for him. But actually I think I'd prefer the couple of things I had with yeah, I think I'd be okay potentially going without a Spurs player for 1 week. The problem I've got here is that this is an absolute benching headache. I mean, out of this front 8, who do I bench? Like, who do I bench? And then it's a certain -4 if Haaland is back next game week. Because I would have to go like that, and then I'd have 7.2 there, which is not terrible at all. I don't know if it's enough for... Yeah, so ideally that is the front 8 that I'd have by next game week. But this is a benching headache. Like, this is horrifically, like, who do I bench? So I'm going to do a bit of planning now in a second, and I really have to decide whether or not it's Salah I want to hold on to, because the other reason, the other thing I need to do is figure out how I get Salah back in game week 24-25 if I want him. Official FPL says Haaland expected back for Newcastle match. Will you have him on your wildcard team and bench him? Joe, no, I won't have him on my wildcard team and bench him. I'll have Alvarez, I think, as a placeholder for a few weeks or week, and then leave the money, or as I'm showing you now, maybe just downgrade Salah and I'm planning on holding Son till he gets back and selling Salah to Bowen. The thing is, I think for most of you who will have 1 or 2 transfers this week, then I think it's fine maybe just to sell one and then see how you go. If you feel like you want to sell the other as you go along, or they're going deeper into the competition, then you can. Just bear in mind that I would assume that both Salah and Son will go down in price. They both weren't highly owned at the start of the season, which is quite surprising for Salah. So that does mean that they could potentially have more of a margin to drop during this time. I've made maybe 0.3, 0.4 on both of them. Look, if I've got a 0.5 swing, if I potentially want to get both of them back, then you know what. But just bear in mind also that the players you're buying in are also going to be quite popular for other people. Like if you're going for a Bowen or a Foden, these players are getting bought in this week, right? And they're going to continue to be getting bought in for the next 2 game weeks. So they're going to go up in price. So maybe you're going to lose a bit of cash, right? And if your TV is awful, then I completely understand it. But I don't know. It feels like the whole Haaland injury situation, when people had the choice between Watkins, like going with Watkins or sticking with Haaland in case he came back. And for those people that didn't make the move, didn't seize the moment, didn't go for Watkins, then I think they kind of, it's worked out. I think with FPL, it's all about catching the moments when you can get them, right? So jumping on the bandwagons when they're coming, selling the players when they're out of form, getting the players in when they're in form. I think you hope for a drop, maybe 2 drops on Son and Salah while they're away, and you hope that you catch a couple of rises on the players you bring in, and then maybe you're losing 0.2, 0.3. I mean, that's not terrible, is it? When you think of people who have held on to Haaland now, and they've potentially missed out on how many points with Watkins or Solanke. So yeah, just weigh up. Really think about whether or not it's worth, to keep them on their bench. Because, we then have potential blanks around the corner, and yeah, they could be gone 4 or 5 weeks. So there's a lot of chat I've seen on quite a few podcasts on why you might not want those players back. By game week 25, Maddison could be the one to own. Richarlison could be the one to own. Sonny's going to slot back in, and you could be getting, these lush returns from other players not needing a Son, potentially. Obviously, Salah's exceptional, and as soon as he's back, I will want him back. So, yeah. Exactly, John. Maddison should be back soon. Is Porro needed? Spurs struggling a bit. Lose their best player in Son shortly. That is a good question, actually. Is he needed? Defensively, Spurs are struggling. However, creatively, I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3 assists in the last 5 games. It's now 7 assists for the season. he looks on everything. He's taking all of the free kicks, all of the, a lot of the corners. Like, needed is a tough question, but it's the same as if you were going to go for an Estupinan right now, right? So Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet all season. So if you bought an Estupinan, you're buying him for his attacking threat, not really for his clean sheets. I'd also go as far as to say that with probably Gusto as well, because let's be honest, Chelsea's clean sheet potential has not been particularly great recently. Oh, Bryn, honestly, worst time to wildcard ever. I've literally backed myself into a corner with it all. I just thought it would be so easy. Genuinely thought it'd be so easy. So let's do a little bit of planning out here. So this is FPL team. So do go check them out, guys. As you'll see, this is kind of that team in the planner. Hopefully, I'm going to move this over a little bit because you guys cannot see half the screen. It's the only problem with some of these sites is that they're all different sizes. There we go. Bit of behind the scenes work going on. There we go. So this is keeping Salah for the week. It's having Alvarez and Foden. I've had a few questions about Saka since yesterday. He got a lot of sass last night on Twitter, and I found it really hard to look at because I've been a big fan of Saka's since he came on the scene. Anyone who knows me back from the Wildcats days when we used to stream, I used to stream with 3 other really cool lads. At the beginning, I was telling them, you just watch this kid, he's going to be brilliant. And they would say to me, shut up. Just shut up. He's not great. And he really has come to light. What was annoying me is that people were smashing him in a box of, because it seems like he's not doing very well in FPL terms recently, so he's not getting the attack and returns and goals and assists, that was automatically making him a bad player. And that really just annoyed me, because I think we sometimes have to separate FPL from actual football. Would Arsenal be anywhere near fighting for the top of the league if Saka wasn't in the team? No. We've seen how badly we did without him in the team. Yeah, so I think it's just sometimes worth just looking at the facts. Saka is, I think, on 98 points now for the season. Last season, he got around 200 points for the whole of the season. So if we're saying we're roughly at the halfway point now, Saka is roughly on target to match the points that he got this time last season. So when you're weighing up whether you keep or you sell Saka, for me, he's a hold because he's a long-term hold. He's hopefully nailed in that Arsenal team. And I'd like to think we have some slightly better fixtures now where you would see some returns back for Saka and for your faith in Saka. So a couple of people I just wanted to clear that up because a couple of people did ask, will I sell Saka? Will I go for an Odegaard or or a Havertz, or just somebody a bit cheaper to free up that spot? No, especially with the likes of Salah and Son away, I just want some I know that he's not giving it yet, but I really do feel in the next 3 matches he will return for his price. And if he doesn't, then Saka is a good make way, right? So in 3 game weeks time, we're definitely going to know roughly whereabouts Salah is in this competition. Yeah. If we're really still sat here game week 22, 23, not knowing what is going on with Saka, he's done nothing, he's still shocking, then he's your easier route back to Salah, right? Or your route back to Son, or even to KDB. So when I make my wildcard, I try not only to think about the players in my team who I'm choosing and who I'm keeping, I also try to think about their price points. Because, yes, where Salah's sat now, if I just take him out and I stick any old person in there, I can keep the money in the bank to bring Salah straight back, but I am not getting Haaland, right? Like, the second I upgrade one of my front three to Haaland, that money's gone. Bringing Salah back into that exact spot is just, yeah, it's going to be a nightmare. So that's my other reason for keeping hold of Saka, is that if I downgrade there to an Odegaard or a Havertz, and Saka pops off in the next 3 and I don't own him, and he is 57.9% owned, I can kiss top 50k goodbye. Because there'll be lots of people who are not on a wildcard this week who will have lots of other things to deal with, like your Haalands and your Salahs and your Sons. So Saka's going to be in their teams for another week or 2, yeah, most likely. So I can kiss top 50k goodbye. And also, then once you've taken the money out of that spot, it's all too easy to spend it elsewhere. It just really is all too easy to spend it elsewhere. So sorry I went off on a bit of a tangent there on Saka, but hopefully if you are considering it, or you're feeling a bit kind of down or not sure about, you know, which way to go on that, then hopefully I'm stick with it. I'm just going to go with my guy and say, I'm sticking with it. Come with me, Nim fam. He will repay us. I'll just get on the phone now. Bakayo, dude. I've promised my Nim fam now. A brace, please, against Fulham. Okay, so if I were to go either setup, either with Salah in or Salah out this week, then Palmer Augusto probably getting benched, to be honest. Then we come to game week 21, where we're assuming that Haaland is back. Assuming. So we'll stick Haaland in and we'll take Salah out and we'll put Richer in. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated, because this is where I'm wondering if it would be worth me going for a cheaper 5th midfielder. And if I was going for a cheaper 5th, I would probably look to... Who have we got? I mean, obviously, Gordon is obviously a potential. There's Garnacho, who I have considered. There is... 2 seconds, because I did make a list. And I'm checking it twice. McNeil, Garnacho, and Johnson were the ones. So let's just say we go well cheap. Then it's much easier for me to play a Palmer over a McNeil, right? But I am then going without any Spurs attack, so there'd be no Richer in the team. This could potentially be the double for City, right? Game week 21, game week 24, 25, I think was the vibe. that's why I was considering whether or not maybe one of Senesi or Gusto should be a walker. I would be potentially a transfer ahead. It's just that City don't look great at the back. They just don't look fabulous at all. I'm gonna stick a poll in the chat, guys. I'd love to know who are you captaining this week? Also, if there's anyone new here watching, please could you pop a subscribe for me? I would love to know if my subscriber graphic is working this week. There's 26 watching. Please let me know. Join the Nim fam. We're on the road to 8k now. Technically on the road to 10, but we're on the side lane to 8k. Salison, Watkins, Alvarez. We'll go with that. And then if you're not captaining any of them, let me know who you are captaining in the chat. Right, okay, so we're back to this. I don't think we're gonna have that City double now in 21, just simply because we haven't heard much news about it happening. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but the closer we get to the deadline tomorrow, they're really not leaving a whole lot of time to get it arranged. So I'm going to say it's probably going to push more to like 24, 25. A lot of people will think I'm a bit nuts. Let me know in the chat if you think I'm a little bit nuts for potentially taking a -4 after a wild card. I could be getting ahead of the game here and just like not doing this. In other words, I could be just selling Salah this week and not worrying about it. But I feel like Salah will be... Did I even put Salah on the captaincy? Yeah, I did. I feel like he'll be highly captained, and so far we've got 83%. And that scares me a little, because if he is highly captained and I don't own him, that could spell trouble. So then I would, because I've done the Haaland move, the -4, Gameweek 22 would be a hopeful roll. I could decide whether I wanted to play Palmer against Liverpool, have another look at McNeil maybe against Fulham. Probably wouldn't play Senesi. Probably ignore captaincy, guys. And then I'd have 2 free transfers here. Now, we should have a rough idea about Salah and the cup. See, this is where I'd be thinking maybe... Then he has a nice run though, Bowen, 25 to 28. It's like, who do you sell to get Salah back? Because me getting to Salah from McNeil after putting the funds in Bowen and Foden is going to be tough. Real tough. Have you all deserted me in the chat? You've all gone very quiet. Just listening to me chatting, are you? Just listening to me yaggering away. Did we get any more Subarunas? Oh, we did one more. Who was it? Why is it not showing? Why is it not showing? Let me have a look if it's updated on here. I think the software I was using has done this whole, we're going to pro, and unless you upgrade, we're not going to, because last week it was playing up and then I kind of put it back in and it was working fine, and now this week's been very dodgy again, and I've had a couple of emails saying go pro. So yeah. What is your guys' plans here? Is it like, because even if I sell Trent, and let's just say Bowen, I probably wouldn't want to get rid of Bowen, but let's just say Bowen because we'd want to like probably keep Foden for the double unless he's starting to lose his place. Oh, we got 4 points. Actually, that's more than that's because I got McNeil, isn't it, rather than... So yeah, actually, that does work. That does work. So having the 5th mid makes all the difference, right? Because if this was... Let's just say this is richer. Let's just say it is richer for a start. Who the hell do I bench? Oh, hang on. Why am I in 23? Neil Rich. So maybe it's Man United though. Keep Salah, make Salah Richarlison, decide between Richarlison and Palmer on who to play. Probably would put Richarlison in there. Then this is where the issue comes in. When we want Salah back, we've only got 3.2 to work with. So somewhere between Gameweek 21 and 22. Because I'm going to have to make the Haaland transfer in 21. Could try and roll through 22. 23, have 2-3 transfers, and then I'd have to find, what are we saying, at least 0.5 in order to downgrade Trent to somebody in the 3.9 origin. Does anyone even play in that? I mean, it would be on my bench, but maybe 4 million. Just stick, say, Taylor in for now. I'd have to find 0.8 if Salah was back by 23. If he wasn't back by 23, who did I have in there? Have Bowen, didn't I? Then the problem is I'm not going to want to get rid of Trent until it's time for Salah. So that being 3 up top, really, I kind of really need to have that cheap 5th midfielder. Yeah, Salah's 76%. Just chilling. Oh, thanks, Neil. Oh, appreciate it. Compliments of the season. Thanks, Jermaine. And now it's weird because you contemplate McNeil. Richer sounds like you were chanting my name. Yeah, Yeah, I love it. Oh, I didn't even notice that, Neil. That was good. That's good. Didn't even notice it, baby. Why is my thing not updating? That's really annoying. I want to know who it was that subscribed last. Hang on, let me just... New window. Hold up. Bear with. I want to give a shout out to... Aha! Nope. Okay. Apparently it's YouTube that isn't updating, so sorry. Stick your name in the chat if you subscribed, and I will say hello to you there. Cool. Right, so I just really wanted Richarlison, like just some sort of Spurs cover this week, and then it's really then because if I go without Salah this week, I don't want to. We could go Jota, maybe. Could we? We think? We could go... Yeah, no, it's not. It just doesn't... Okay, let's just go... Maybe we could put Jota in instead of Salah. Then we go... Then we've no need to make a transfer next week, right? So then we go... This would still be Jota, not Richarlison. So then we go... maybe we could play him over Solanke, potentially, although Bournemouth are at home. 0.6 in the... Why have I... Where have I spent that money in this one? Oh, putting Haaland in. Surely selling Salah's... Can I not... Can I... Surely. How much is... Oh, so can't have Jota. Okay. Right, so it can't be Jota. It'd have to be Richarlison. Yeah, because I want Bowen and I'm pretty sure I want Foden. I'm pretty sure I want both of those over Richarlison this week. I think. This is so much harder than it looks. Oh my gosh. So how much is Jota? 7.7. I put Diaz in. Oh, 0.2 short. Then maybe do I bother with... I'd also probably not have Dubravka. Probably have Areola. Although I am a little worried about him losing his place. Ooh, is he more expensive? So I'd have to find 0.4. I can't go. I mean, 78% of you so far have said that you're captaining Salah. Can I really go without him this week? I don't think that I can. Right, lads, ladies and gentlemen, it's back to the drawing back to the drawing board. Salah's going back in. I can't go without him. Then it's going to be locked in -4 if Haaland is back next week. If Haaland is not back next week, I can play Palmer ahead of Salah, right? Just bear with. Which sounds a bit nuts, but it does allow me... Ooh, look at that, having Areola. Ooh. But then allow me the 2 free transfers here to get Haaland back. Some rando cheapo, whether that be McNeil, Garnacho, whoever's. Let's go just to kind of like switch it up a notch, right? And then Haaland comes in and we got 2.2 in the bank. Right. Next, then game week 24, we're in kind of potential double game week, potential Salah returning territory. Salah, how have I got? Because I bought Garnacho. Hang on, I shouldn't have. How have I gone from? Oh, I have 6.5 in the bank. I bought Haaland. Oh, is this because I'm really cheap? Okay, so then Foden can go back to Salah. Oh, I need Haaland to be out one more game week. I need him to be like in fact, we haven't looked at the presses yet, have we? Let's do that. So FPL Tony has said that on Saturday he'll be somewhere where signal is really bad, but he'll try his best to find a spot to give us any information about the lineups. He has said that, and I do believe that he will do that for us. So, however, we have had some updates. Let's kind of snoop down to the beginning. Best we can. Suma suffered a knock to his knee in training yesterday, failed a late fitness test. Didn't seem to matter, did it? Harvey Barnes and Joe Willock working behind the scenes, and Lascelles' injury we don't think is serious. We hope to get him back very soon. Robertson from Klopp says he needs more range in his shoulder, quite a bit of surgery, so not even close. So it's a bit of a shame that Simicast got injured. Joe Linton is poised for a return in the starting 11 after recovering from a minor hamstring injury. Yeah, he's been pretty big for them. Jota looking good. Nuno Espirito Santo. So glad he's back in the Premier League, just so I can say that. Made 6 changes in Tyneside, but started a heavy rotation side. Deservedly took all 3 points. Eddie Howe will check on returns from Shah and Botman, and if there are any other concerns, Livramento is an option at left back. Dan Burn playing centrally for those Livramento owners. Paqueta had done it in the warm-up and start with. Lots of injuries at West Ham. Apparently we haven't got an answer on Kudos on whether any of them are joining up with the African Cup of Nations. Definitely we need to be patient. We need him to be patient. I know that I will be back soon, very soon. It takes time. We need to be patient. On Martinez for Ten Hag. Ten Hag expects the similar squad. Luke Shaw will miss out again. Pep says nothing has changed on the injury front since the win over Everton. The same players are injured, plus John Stones, who suffered an ankle injury at Goodson Park. Guardiola admitted the setback did not look good on Wednesday. So Haaland is still injured. Haaland is hoping to return next month. It's not a stress or fracture, but a question of when the pain will disappear. Hopefully, January. He's not like Foden, who is small and skinny. Erling is, wow. Erling is huge, so it's difficult at times. He'll be fine when he is. He'll be back and play. The Norwegian striker is training away from the first team at the moment. So Pep is saying he expects him back next month, but then goes on to stress January. It's not a fracture or a stress, but a question of when the pain will disappear. I mean, is he just having a break and then is like, I'm cool now to play again? Pain's gone, boss. I'm good. Is he just literally deciding when he plays? Neil, I don't think Salah is essential. If I had Alvarez, I'd captain him instead. I really hate not owning Salah. I think it goes back to everything that happened last season. I happened to sell him just before that 4-goal haul that he got. And I got a lot of abuse off of the back of it, and I actually had to take a little bit of time away from social media and from streaming because it got quite intense. And yeah, it's a long story, but I think it probably just goes back to all of that and me thinking, gosh, I don't want to be the one who sells him and then he goes nuts for a second time around. The game is probably too soon for De Bruyne. Kevin is training with the team. He's close, but he has had fatigue. We have to be careful. He's been injured for 3 months, like ACL. If you don't handle the timings well, you get injured again. I'd love him to play the next game or against Huddersfield, but what is important is keeping him fit for a long time, not one game or another. Illness keeps Diaz out the squad. Traore will miss the African Cups of Nations. He-Chan and Dawson both trained today. Anyone with He-Chan? He played today. He trained today. Raul Jimenez will return after serving his 3-match bans for his booty call. It doesn't actually say that. Ben didn't say that. I added that last bit. Uh-oh. Butt tackle. Guys forced off. Clark missed a win at Barmeo. Sam Johnson remains out of contention, but return for Edouard is possible. Moreno is expected to start in the absence of Lucas Digne, who may not return until the end of January. I did think about Moreno as one of my defender options, but it's that thing of like, do I want to kind of just have somebody for a couple of game weeks and then have to kind of get him out again? Okay, so At the moment, I'm at this. I'm so annoyed about missing the Alvarez rise last night. It's so amateur. It's so amateur. You know what it was? Is that my family were meant to go home yesterday, but because we've had horrific storms here in the UK, like really bad, and we got absolutely pelted here yesterday, and all of the motorways back to all of the places that they were travelling back to, they had to stay another night. And I think I just kind of... So, if I wildcarded and thinking this, then potentially a -4 next week. If I can either, like, obviously, ideally, Haaland's out one more game week against Newcastle, or like just on the bench, so we don't really like need to risk him. We could bench Salah a week. Granted, now this price wise could be an issue. We then get Garnacho and Haaland in for Salah and Alvarez in game week 22. If we have to pull it forward and do -4 the week before, then, you know, so be it. 23, we roll that street. 24, we get Salah back in for one of Saka, Foden or Bowen, depending on when the City double is going to hit. And if we've got 2 free transfers, because we rolled the week before and we have enough money to get Salah directly back in, we... Oh, hang on. No, we don't have enough money to get Salah back in. That's with selling... Wait, when did we sell Trent? There. I need to put Trent back in. Okay, so 2.1 in the bank. Okay, right, okay. And then... So, yeah, so Salah goes back in for one of Bowen, Foden or Saka, depending on what the double is for City, and we take out either Trent, of which we'll have 4.8, or Saka / Bowen, and get in a cheaper midfielder. But we then be... Maybe then it might be time for Watkins to move. No. Ugh. It's not the getting them out, it's the getting them back in that's the pain in the freaking backside. I have enough money in my bank. Do I have enough money in my... Oh, no. Yeah. No. So yeah, I think Trent would probably have to make way if I wanted Salah back. I mean, this is even without like thinking about De Bruyne coming back in and being a potential issue. Watkins or Sri Lanka, 4.5. I'm so confused. I think I want to keep Salah this week. The thing is, even if I don't keep Salah this week, let's just do that. Let's just say we've sold him. He's gone directly to, let's say, a really cheap. Let's just say we've gone really cheap. Although I think if I didn't have Salah, I'd be more tempted to have Richarlison. So let's just say this is how I've started life, right? I've bit the bullet. I've captained Alvarez this week. Gameweek 21, we're getting Haaland back in for free. 2.2 in the bank. We're going again. We've got Salah back in 22. I'm assuming we still don't need him. Let's put Saka back in there. So, why have we gone from 2.2 to... Who else has changed? Is it Areola? Areola. Nobody talking me out of Areola. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, okay. Right. I still don't understand why we've lost 0.2 here. God, everyone's still the same. Everyone's still the same? Everyone's still the same. Okay. Anyway, Haaland's back in 23. He could maybe think about $24. We're putting Salah back in. We had 2.2 in the bank, which allows us to do Trent. I put, just out of curiosity, if I put Foden back in there, how much is it telling me I have in the bank? 2.1. So weird. The thing is, I'm not gonna get with the three up top. I'm not gonna get Garnacho up to Salah unless I drop one of my front three, which would have to be. Well, it was only Haaland I could lose. That's distributing funds, folks. That's distributing funds. Right. I'm between those two teams. I think you guys haven't asked many questions today. What's up, Joan? Saliba to Gabriel if you need 0.2. Oh yes, that's a good point. I could do it that way. I'm pretty sure it'll be one of those two. The only thing I think that's going to be a bit of a shock this week is if that might put a spanner in the works would be if Haaland is directly back, in which case I think I'd probably just have to go without Salah this week. But if that was the case, I'd probably captain Haaland against Sheffield United anyway. So in some ways it makes my life slightly easier. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed watching me stress. But basically, I'm still pretty much kind of where I was at yesterday, I think. It'll be one of these two drafts. I can't see me changing very much. I wish Martinez was cheaper because I don't really like the Arsenal double up and I prefer Saliba, so I don't really want to go Raya. Leno, I like his fixtures after Arsenal. But Fulham have dropped off a little bit recently. But I don't hate Leno as a shout if I wanted to save a bit of extra money. Just see, when I look at Villa's fixtures, I just prefer them generally, I think. I could go super cheap in a Netto, or cheapish with a Netto. He's been doing pretty well, and he does have some nice fixtures, kind of 7-28. Then I'd probably not have Senesi because I probably wouldn't want the triple up. Although looking at my defence already, how often Senesi is going to get on from the bench at the moment anyway. So it could be a way to cover that Bournemouth defence without Netto. Yeah, so Netto could be a way of saving a bit of extra cash. But I've just pretty much got to decide now whether I want to keep Salah one more game week and take a -4, potentially, if Haaland is back next game week, or whether I'm happy to roll with Salah on my bench for one game week and then with the 2 transfers get him out of my team. But then it's like I'm eating into AFCON like game weeks then. I'd be transferring him out potentially only for 2 game weeks, only to potentially maybe want him back again. So it's really tough. Really, really tough. And I think for now I'm happy to go without Richarlison. I don't know what Spurs are going to be like without Son, Maddison in that team. I think Richarlison will get some returns, but I prefer Bowen and Foden at the moment. If I want to swap one of them in that time, then it's fine. So yeah, I think I am pretty much down to 3 things now. If I hear that Haaland's back, then obviously he needs to come in. He can be captained. Because like it does just sound like he can just say whenever he's going to start, right? I mean, Pep's suggesting he could be back anytime in January. That doesn't give us a definitely no for next game week, tomorrow, whenever. It just says that whenever he feels like he's not in pain, he can start again, right? So maybe we get a bit of leaked information that he starts tomorrow, bish bash bosh. Keeping Salah one more game week and hoping that Haaland is more injured than we're letting on, and that I can get through that Newcastle game without selling Salah. Because I would need, if I kept Salah this week, I would need the Salah funds for Haaland. So if he was back for Newcastle, I would have to take the hit. I'm going to say that I think it will be a -2 at the most that week, because there will be a lot of people in exactly the same boat. And if they're not doing it for Haaland, they may decide they want to get rid of both Salah and Son anyway for other players, etc., etc. So it doesn't. If keeping Salah this week means that I get to keep a decent rank this week and take a small hit next week, it kind of feels more sensible than just going, you know what, scrap him off this week. Like, drop as far as I need to drop, and then it doesn't matter because I'm already sorted for the next game week. It's weighing up whether the -2 points, because I'm going to say it would be a -2 points, would be more damaging than whatever Salah would score this week as potential captaincy for a lot of people. And bearing in mind, I also won't have Son this week. So if Sonny went big and he's quite highly owned, that could hurt as well. So to sell both Son and Salah on a wild card this week could be really damaging. For that, I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards keeping Salah one more week. And as I say, that might sound a bit weird, like you're wildcarding, yet you're booking yourself in a -4 next week. This is exceptional circumstances. If I didn't have my wildcard, I'd probably be hitting next week anyway. What my wildcard is allowing me over other people is allowing me to upgrade my fringe players. It's allowing me, hopefully, to upgrade my keepers. And it's hopefully allowing me to, have some other tasty midfielders that people might like in the next few weeks, in like a Bowen and a Foden and things like that, which people will be having to try and get to in the next couple of weeks, potentially through a Son or whatever, either way, and then maybe taking more hits anyway along the line. So it's hopefully a short-term hit for a long-term gain, and then also potentially a captaincy this week. I'm kind of leaning towards keeping Salah for a week, I think. And I think this stream has helped with that. How I get him back, however, without selling Trent is looking tough. Let's just say that this is Salah this week. Benching Palmer's going to hurt, isn't it? Let's just say this is Salah this week. Game week 21. Salah goes there. Hopefully we don't need Haaland a week. But if we did, that'd be our -4. If we didn't, then Salah goes for Nacho or McNeil. And Alvarez goes for Haaland. And then 23 we roll. 24 is where we may have a double game week. Or no, is it 25? Might be 25. In which case 24 might be when we'd want Salah back. And I'd have to decide which out of these guys I'd have to lose. Is McNeil more expensive than Garnacho? Oh my gosh, he is. So yeah, I'd probably go Nacho. Because he's cheaper, but yeah. One of these three would have to go then for Salah. And Trent would have to leave for a 4.8 or 4.5. If I had Garnacho in, obviously. So yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning. I don't know if I'm brave enough to go without Salah this week. You are all listening intently. Last week I couldn't stop you all chatting. This week you're all just listening. I find it weird in a really good way, but it's like I'm doing a podcast rather than a live stream. Yeah. I think that's where I'm at. Do you guys have any questions before I wrap up the stream? The fact that 77% of you have said that you're captain Salah makes me kind of feel like I want to keep him. By game week 25, I mean, it may be time to wildcard, but I mean, if all of these players pretty much stay in a purple patch, then it'd be tough, to lose any. It's going to be really hard selling Trent. I don't really want to sell Trent for the rest of the season. Like, really don't. But then it'd be like Trent or Salah. The only way it doesn't happen, I guess, is like, don't even know, like, if we could, like, if by that point we've got like a Watkins injury or something. That's the only thing I think that would kind of, or we 25 onwards, because like he has really nice fixtures. Maybe you could have Watkins to like 28 and then maybe switch Watkins out and Trent back in. But by then, I mean, we're into double game week and blank game week territory anyway at this point. Like 25 onwards, we're looking at double game weeks, free hits, all of this malarkey. So I don't think we can really go too far into it. 5 game weeks is probably enough with planning. Hey, Ali. I did have a lovely Christmas. Thank you so, so much. Slayer, I'm going to captain Son and hold him as my third bench until he is back. Then go from Salah to Bowen next game week. Not a terrible shout. Just as I say, bear in mind money value that you have in Son will likely drop off a bit. I'm still annoyed at myself that I didn't get Alvarez in last. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it. Have I got enough to do it now? Can't believe I didn't do that last night. What a plonker. I'm going to need some money from somewhere. Who's going up tonight? Let me have a look. Or potentially going up tonight. Let's have a look. Not that it's going to matter. Alvarez not going to go up tonight now, is he? Let's bust. Hang on a second. Porro, Stupinan, Solanke, Foden's close. Foden is close. Ooh. Okay, let's get... Oh, but Cab isn't much less than Stupinan is he? No, they're exactly the same price. That's not going to help me. But Son to Foden will. Son to Foden will. It's just that he still returns in every game, doesn't he? Oh, I hate selling either Son or Salah. That's so horrible. It's so horrible. Don't make me do it. They gained anything in Bowen? Has he gone up? Yeah, he went up, didn't he? Did he? Yeah, I'm sure he did. No. Bowen. Yeah, he went up. Can't even chuck him out for a night. I'll probably have to get rid of Son, won't I? Hello, hang on. I could put Gusto in. I'm not gonna. Hello. Sorry, the doggy's just come into the room. Hello. Do you want to come say hello? Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Say hello to everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. You gonna help me with my wildcard? You'd probably do a better job. You'd probably do a better job, wouldn't you? Yes. Oh, yes, you would. Well, thank you for those lovely kisses. Thank you. Yeah, Sunny will probably have to go tonight, to be honest, so that I can get Foden's price rise, because I definitely want Foden this week. Definitely want Foden Bowen this week. Pretty sure of that. Pretty sure of that. And I'm just going to have to hope that Foden covers Bowen, I think. Sorry, you guys are only seeing half a screen there, aren't you? It's real helpful. Real helpful. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Whoa. The dog's kissing my hand. Ah. Okay, there you go. Really well done, you. Thank you, Vijay. Maybe sack it to Odegaard to free up some funds. I can't do it. I can't sell my boy. Not ahead of those fixtures. I think he's going to have a comeback of his life. Sleep it to Gabriel and Saka to Odegaard will give you 0.7 you need to get Alvarez. I don't need to, because I'm selling Son this game week, I'll get all the funds I need from that Sun sale. So I've been with Saliba since the beginning of the season. I'm not sure I can get rid of him now. I'm not sure I can. I mean, jeez. The offer is few and far between, isn't it? With the Arsenal defenders at the moment. I probably should. I probably should go to Gab, to be honest, and free up the extra few. But I don't know. I just prefer Saliba, to be honest, and I always have. I preferred him last season before he got injured, and I prefer him now over Gab. So guys, I think this little one may want to go for a little walk before it gets too dark. Would you like to go for a walk? Yeah, okay. So I probably should wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the stream. I'm sorry if I've just kind of waffled on about my wildcard. I hope it's been helpful and you guys maybe trying to get your head around how you're going to do things as well, regardless of the wildcard, because, you know, apart from possibly losing Son or Salah this week, I'm in a very similar boat to a lot of you guys anyway in terms of transfers. So yeah, I am on the road to 8k. Would absolutely love it if you guys could join me on that if you don't already, by subscribing. That would be so amazing. Thank you all so much. And I will post my team on Twitter before the usually on the deadline, as normal, tomorrow, and Instagram and on here as well. So if you are subscribed and you tickle that little notification bell, it'll let you know when I post something as well. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? Let's hear something outside. So are you wanting to be on camera? Are you wanting to be on camera? Thank you, John. I really appreciate it. So, you guys, I want you to absolutely smash Gameweek 20. Let me know how it goes. Might be a little delayed on videos and streams because of the new year. Monday, usually obviously do a video Monday, but won't be doing that because we're having a big family dinner on New Year's Day, so I won't be able to do one there, but I will get some content out for you early-ish next week, and at the very least, there'll be a stream next week for sure, won't there? Yes. Will you be joining me for that one as well? She's not sure. Okay, guys, have a really great evening. Thank you all so much for joining me. Until next time, Nimbria and the Pooch out.